What up, gang? Lane Carolina Jackpot time coming at you on Tuesday evening. It's about 10 p.m. and we're doing a pillow talk session with Carolina Jackpot. I'm going to let you stare at my pug for a little bit because she's way more entertaining and better looking than me. Okay, that's enough. How's everybody doing tonight? First of all, let me talk about something that really perturbed the hell out of me tonight. South Carolina's basketball team went on the road for the first SEC road contest tonight. They were 12-point underdogs, and South Carolina come into this game 13-1, and we're all like, yeah, they're getting disrespected, mad disrespect. Just really pissed me off because Alabama, on paper, and just looking at their record, they're not that great. Yeah, they've lost to some good teams. They lost at home, though, to that Clemson team that South Carolina should have damn beat a month ago. So that's why I thought South Carolina would hang in this game and have a chance to win. I think we were plus 540 odds to win the game straight up on the money line. I thought about betting it, but I didn't. I'm glad I didn't because we were trailing by a point at halftime, 30-29. When we came out in the second half, just absolutely ice cold. Alabama couldn't miss, got all the momentum. I think it was at least 6-7 minutes into the second half before we ever even scored. It was terrible. 5 of 20 shooting the ball from three-point range tonight, like 17 of 55 or something like that from the field. Just god-awful. And they ended up losing the game 74-47. I'm just embarrassed. That was an awful performance tonight. Gamecocks have only been averaging 9 turnovers a game. Tonight we turned the ball over 17 times. And last year, you saw South Carolina taking on that really good Alabama team with, what's his name? Miller on it. God, I can't even remember what his first name was anymore. I want to call him Reggie Miller, but that ain't right. Brandon Miller. And, he dropped like 40-something points on us in Colonial Life Arena. We ended up losing that game by like 2 points. And tonight we go down here, and this is not as good of an Alabama team as that. And they just absolutely boat raced us. So, that weak non-conference schedule that we played, and I kind of thought it might end up taking a little bit of a toll on us. They're kind of after the Clemson game. We kind of stopped dominating those teams the way that we had. We beat Winthrop by like 7 or 8 points. Beat Charleston Southern, was a terrible team, by like 4 points. So, there's a lot of improvements to be made there. But we're 1-1 in conference play. So, I think we're on the road at Mizzou this Saturday. So that should be an interesting ball game. I think they went to Kentucky tonight and lost. So anyway, enough basketball talk. National championship game from last night talk. What happened out there on that field was just pretty much exactly what I told y'all was going to happen in the video yesterday. Now, Michigan's passing attack really didn't put up the yards that I thought it might put up against that crappy Washington secondary, but their running attack, Michigan ran for like 303 yards in that game last night. Was it 203? It was 303. I think it was 300 yards they rushed for last night. Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards both over 100 yards, both with 2 touchdowns. What can I say? I told you defense wins championships, and it did. They came up at the right time when Washington was kind of making a little bit of a run there at the end of the first half. Kind of made that thing a little bit close, but it just felt like Michigan should be blowing them out because they were well on their way to blowing them out. And then Washington kind of flipped things around, and it was 17-10, and then they took the ball over to start the second half. I tell you, I think the play of the game was there on third down when Michigan was kind of pinned kind of deep in Washington territory, in their own territory, kind of towards the end of the third quarter, and J.J. McCarthy was on like 3rd and 8, And he just took off running, and this guy ran for like 25 yards, just right up the gut. And I think that's kind of broke Washington's soul there. But I mean, congratulations to Washington. I mean, it was a really good season for them. That Michigan defense and running attack was just too strong. It's hard to deal with. It really is. And Jim Harbaugh gets his national championship, and all the crybabies can say what they want to about them cheating. I mean, they weren't cheating if they were this season, it wasn't for a very long portion of the season. So you gotta give credit where credit's due. Kind of finally, swallow your pride a little bit and just go on ahead and congratulate them. The under hit and Michigan covered. Just like I told you, Carolina Cha-Ching Pot won himself a little bit of money off that one, and I hope that you all did as well. So anyway, that's about all I've got to say about that. Not much going on in Gamecock football news. Robbie Ashford is supposed to be coming to Columbia for a visit maybe this weekend. I already talked about him in a video a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. Some of the Auburn fans in the comment section are like, he's a decent athlete, and he's a pretty good running quarterback. He can't throw the ball worth a lick, but he's worth having on your team. In other words, so we'll see. The top's bad, but he did back up, and after I really wasn't even thinking about him anymore. It wasn't really on my radar. So I have a feeling South Carolina's got to land someone from the portal as a quarterback. They just absolutely have to. You sitting out there saying, you trying to run the North Settlers off. The North Settlers is the guy. I understand that. I'm not saying the North Settlers is not the guy. But you have to have a backup quarterback. You have to have an alternate plan. You ever heard of getting hurt? It happens. So anyway, that's about all I got to say, guys. I appreciate it. Hit this video with a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, you can hit it with a thumbs down. It doesn't really matter to me. Any kind of reaction means there was an interaction. And that's a good thing for Carolina Jackpot. I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate it. Peace, and I'm out. Woo!